All right, good morning. So today we're doing 5 buildings. We're gonna be doing the three smaller buildings and 2 with 8 apartments each. So it's not gonna be too bad. It's not a long day. But what you're gonna notice, that we're gonna be recording as much as I can. But you're gonna notice these are fairly old buildings. A lot of times, people may ask why the constant pest control in these buildings. And the way the conditions, basically, I mean, they're well kept, but a lot of times with the constructions, they leave a lot of gas behind the cabinets, around the pipes, where the sink is. And so all you need is like one small mouse to get in. Again, these buildings all have common walls, especially because we're in the city. So mice, whether or not that building that you're treating is in good shape, is well kept, is clean, you're always going to get rodents or insects coming in from from the neighborhood, basically from the adjacent buildings. So again, it's a constant upkeep in terms of pest control, and it's also a little bit challenging because, again, the amount of gaps and holes that we run into in the cabinets. A lot of times a pest control technician may seal these holes, and which I do. I do that, but when it's they're about a foot long, or in areas where that I can't reach, then there's nothing really that I can do. Most of the time, those large gaps like that are left by contractors that are hired to do a job, a plumbing job or an install or whatever, and they don't complete the job. Basically, they just half-assed. They do half-assed jobs, and down the road it causes problems, because these are the areas where the rodents use to travel from one apartment to the next, and again, then it becomes a little bit challenging. So just as a note, the key to successful rodent control is exclusion. We have to have a proper exclusion set up, mainly, again, block them off from moving around an apartment or moving around or getting into a building. If they're in a building, then we try to keep them in a particular apartment or a particular area, and then this way we can treat them with the baits, with the traps, with dust. There's different methods of doing it, but exclusion is key. Excluding them, blocking them off from moving around the building. That's one of the number one thing that we should be concentrating on. Exterminador. Exterminador. Terminador. Terminador. Hola, ¿cómo está? Ok. It's important to clean the dead roaches, because otherwise the live ones will use them as feed. So they'll feed on all the dead feces, and they'll feed on the dead carcass. building we just left, you can see the difference. It's this kind of situation that repeats from one tenement building to the next, especially if, when we're in the city. We have adjacent, multiple apartments, adjacent apartments, one next to the other. In this case, you saw that one apartment is well kept. The tenant's very orderly, clean. The sanitation is not an issue. And then you go upstairs to the other apartment, and it's the exact opposite. All right, so that's one of the challenging parts that you're going to have when we do city work, in terms of trying to keep rodents and crawling insects under control. When you have tenants that don't, they really don't care about this situation, it's challenging. But again, that's what we're here for.
Dale, que el cantazo avisa, dile. Pero miren, ahí abajo, doña, el de abajo que tiene que cuidar, miren. Disculpen. I'm sorry. No, es okay. Yo tengo dos. Sí. Yo tengo dos. Yo tengo un Yorkie y tenemos un perrito que rescatamos en Puerto Rico. Ella es... Terminador. Ok. ¿Cómo está la familia? ¿Todo el mundo bien? Qué bueno. Ah, bueno. Y eso sí se lo acepto, gracias. Gracias, doña. Exterminador. Exterminador. Oye, si la hacen un poquitito más grande, olvídate. Si esa foto queda un poco más grande, olvídate. Voy a verlo con todo el mundo, ¿eh? Está bueno. here. Aquí tú puedes ver donde el destornillador. Por aquí ellos terminaron la madera, va hasta la pared, pero aquí no. Over here there's a gap. Hay un gap como media pulgada aquí en esta área. So that's probably how they're coming up this way.
All right, so we just finished off treating a house that had some issues with some yellow jackets coming into the first level of the house. So the bees found the little cracks by the garage doors. There was those gaps that you'll see where I recorded, where I treated. So they were coming in through there, and they worked their way up through crevices into the house, and again usually just like rodents, they'll follow holes like with the pipes. The heating pipes here was the baseboard heating, where the pipes go onto the floor. It looks like they were coming in through there, and then under the baseboard itself there was a bit of a gap where they didn't put the wood flooring doesn't go all the way to the wall, so there's a bit of a gap. So I filled out those gap up. I filled it up with some mesh, You know, prior to that, we did dust. I dusted with some Delta dust, and we sprayed also the crevices upstairs. And then in the garage, I treated with the dust, all the crevices. So since it's close here, close to my house, on my way home in a couple of days, I told the owner I'm gonna come back and we're gonna seal the garage, the gaps in the garage by the garage doors. I don't want to do that right now because when people do that, when you seal, when you exclude the bees, when they're in your house and you exclude the outside, they're gonna try to find a way to stay inside, obviously, because they're looking, you know, because since we put in poison in all these crevices, they're gonna look for a way out. So it's important, don't when you have bees inside the home, when they're getting into anywhere in the house, don't seal the outside holes. Seal inside. You treat and seal inside the home where you don't want it to access. This way, and you leave the gaps outside open, so that, you know, those that are surviving or manage to survive without the poison, with the poison, they'll be able to get out. Okay, so you gotta give them a path to leave. Otherwise, you're gonna be stuck with a ton of bees inside of your house.